feeder just went off, and wouldn't you guess it, I'm in late again today. So, it's okay. Deer haven't been showing up here until very late anyway. I'm hoping, obviously, that the bucks will come in and they'll give me the opportunity. The wind has been phenomenal, so hoping that continues to play in my favor. The bucks were here yesterday morning and the morning before that, right on time, right on schedule. They didn't read the script this morning. I set till about 8:15. I had to bounce out and go to work. Never showed. Cows ruined it for me mostly. Very, very frustrating. Gonna make me mad again. I'm not even gonna think about it. Just gonna hope that the cows don't come in again tonight. Hope that the wind stays good for me. And hope that the deer come in for me. It's been a frustrating 4 or 5 days straight here. This time last year and the year before in 2017, I'd already killed my target buck. And I kind of had similar expectations this fall, but that's okay. That's why they call it hunting. Just got a good cold front coming in next week. If I don't get it done between now and that cold front should be really good. Fingers crossed. Let's shoot a big buck tonight. Looks like just a couple of does and a yearling. This is the earliest movement I've seen all season. It's looking pretty good. Hope that buck spotted me up here. I didn't even move. I was just sitting here holding my bow just like this, completely still. And he turns and he looks up at me. And he turns and he starts to walk out. And as he's walking out, he's looking away. And the last thought that went through my head was, you should have stayed at home, buddy. 5th day of season. I have hunted every day this year, or every day this season. I'm just blown away because the weather has been absolutely crappy. It's been so hot, so miserable. Like I'm still sweating and it's after dark right now. Hold on, I got somebody calling me. What's up, buddy?
You done did it, didn't you?
I done did it.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Okay, so I've given him plenty of time. I'm gonna jump down out of the stand now, and we're gonna go take a look for him. My arrow's still right up here by the feeder. I can't wait. I can't wait to get out of here. Oh yeah. Looks like it's covered. Covered in blood. Head looks good. Been looking for about 10-15 minutes. I haven't found a drop of blood, so I'm gonna get out of here. The arrow has some blood on it, but I can't find anything, so my dad's gonna come help me look. I gotta get a light, a better light, and better than just my phone, and then we're gonna go look for him. Maybe I can find some blood. I think the shot was just too low. Oh, that freaking sucks. I hope I didn't break his leg. And that was it. Maybe I just wasn't seeing blood because I didn't have a good light. I don't know, maybe there's blood everywhere and I just haven't found it. I'm trying to remain optimistic here. Okay guys, so I'm sitting here editing this video and I kind of wanted to jump in and give some context to the situation. I start showing you this blood trail, and this blood trail is amazing. I'm talking very, very, very good. I was very pleased. But I didn't start finding that blood trail until I was probably 40 yards from the feeder, which was further than I had gone when I was by myself. At this point, my dad is with me, and we are tracking together. I finally got lucky enough to stumble up on this blood trail, right? So I keep following it, and it leads me back out to the wide open field. And at this point, my best guesstimation to where we're at in terms of yards and tracking on the blood trail from the feeder to where we're at in this current point is, I would say, probably 50 or 60 yards. Now this deer cuts across the field, and when he does it I have no idea. I don't know if he did it while I was giving him time to die and I just didn't see him cut across the field, but it was dark, so there's a big possibility that I just didn't see him. Or secondly, if it happened whenever we were tracking him and we were kind of walking through all the brush and he just wasn't dead yet and he gets up and he takes off running. I gave him an hour before I went by myself the first time, and then I backed out after I couldn't find any blood in like the first 10 or 15 yards, and went back to the house, waited on my dad, got dad, drove all the way back out there, and then we took off and started the track again, which was probably another 30 minutes of time that I really let him lay. So about an hour and a half is what I gave that deer to lay. But he runs across the field, and to be honest, I don't know if we really bumped him or not. I can't tell at this point in the field. We did bump him whenever he ran into the tree line on the other side of the field. So Dad and I are following a blood trail, chunks of lung. Guys, I'm showing you pieces of lung from this blood trail is what I'm finding. And we go all the way across the field to the second tree line, and we take like 2 or 3 steps in, and I stop and I tell Dad, I'm like, hey, I think this deer could still be alive, so let's be extremely quiet. Like, I know that there's chunks of lung all over the ground, but let's just be really quiet as we're walking in here into this patch of woods. So it was no sooner than I said that, and turned back to face the trail and took probably 2 steps. And this buck gets up, looks at us, jumps over the neighbor's fence, and then runs about another, well, I wouldn't say run, he kind of hobbles, halfway hobbles, about another 10, 15 yards, 20 yards. And then he turns around, and he's just looking at us. And I'm like, this is great. And of course, I'm tracking with the headlamp, it's after dark. So I'm looking, and I'm looking, and I'm looking, and when I'm looking at him, I can tell he is in terrible shape, like, can barely walk, just in very, very bad condition. Obviously, because half of one of his lungs is all over the ground, and the previous 200 yards to the point to where we're at right now. So we stand there frozen solid for about 5 minutes, and we let this deer kind of calm back down, and I see him turn his head, and he's looking away from us now, and then he beds back down, so me and Dad back out as quietly as we can. We sit, we walk all the way back to the buggy that's parked out in the field, and we sit for probably an hour. And we're just being completely quiet as we can possibly be. And my only option at this point is to contact the game warden, and also try to contact the people who own or lease the land across from me. So contact the game warden, and Mr. Bridge Farmer helped me out tremendously. He got me the phone number to the people who lease on the other side of the fence from me. I got in contact with them. Pretty great guy, and he did me a huge favor by letting me come across, and he got a hold of the landowner, and they did a great thing and allowed me access to go over there to their property and find my deer. And so I really appreciate both the leasee, or the person who leases that property, and the landowner, and I also very much appreciate our game warden, and he helped me out big time, both of them, or all 3 of them. So big thanks to them. But we sat in the buggy for about an hour, and gave him more time, and I went back in, but I went back in by myself this time. And I decided to go in by myself because it was quieter. It's not that my dad's just super loud walking through the woods, it's just that one person is always quieter than 2 when you're talking about walking through leaves. So I went in, walked across, and there's a little road that runs down this. And I don't have any of this on video, which really sucks because I should have filmed this part, but I was so worried about finding this deer. I was so sick and just worried, and so I didn't film it. But step out on this road, walk down and find my deer, and then I went back. Actually, obviously, since I didn't find it on camera, I went back, got my dad, when him and I walked in, and then it'll lead you to the outro where we take a look at this deer for the first time. I get to put my hands on him. He's cool, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
I like his
very,
G2s.
yeah, really.
They kick out the back. He's not very tall tined, but he's super cool because of how far back he sways.
Yeah.
This will be the biggest scoring deer I think I've ever killed. He's old too. How does that happen? Look at that.
Yep.
Went in, it was perfectly high, perfectly far enough back, but it hit something that made it come out through his chest. And how did he survive that?
Yeah, he's nice. Definitely nice. Old mature deer.
I was just about to give up. I'm glad I decided to make one more walk. That's a cool deer. I stopped and told you, I said, knowing deer the way that I know deer, there's a good chance, or that they take the path of least resistance. And sure enough, they took the path of least resistance right down this little highway here. You can see on his tines where he's still got green. where he
Mhm.
just rubbed all of his velvet off.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was incredible. Like it was super weird how this deer survived with the kind of shot that he had on him. But I'll show you guys some skinning portions and some stuff like that. You can see where the broadhead ran down the side of his rib cage. Like it just, whenever it came in, it hit a rib and then slid all the way forward, and then it finally found a rib to punch through, and whenever it punched through, it was so far forward and at such a steep angle that it came out of his chest, because realistically that deer wasn't quartered away so hard that the arrow couldn't have come out the opposite side. Anyways, just a strange deal. Real strange deal where the broadhead decided to take a different path, and there's nothing I can do about that. But I made what I feel like was a absolute perfect shot. Like I couldn't have done anything any better on my part. This deer ran a long ways, like roughly 300 yards by the time it was all said and done, 250, something like that. And I had put an amazing shot on him, and that was shown in the blood trail where there's just pieces of lung everywhere and blood everywhere. And so, very weird deer, and a very weird deal, for sure. But I was very blessed and fortunate to recover my deer. And again, thanks to Mr. Bridge Farmer and to also my neighboring hunters as well. I appreciate you guys very much for playing a part in this video, and so for that I owe you guys a thanks. And I think that's about all I've got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this one. Be sure to hit that thumbs up if you did. Drop a comment down below and tell me what you think. Tell me why you think this deer survived as long as he did. And be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss some more videos coming just like this one, except that it died much quicker. I have another big buck video coming for you guys with a buck that I was fortunate enough to harvest last week. So stick around for that, be here for that, and also hit the notifications bell if you haven't already. We're fixing to kick off some amazing stuff, and the weather here in Texas is getting just right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.